What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Things We Learnt. We're going to be going through the Chelsea versus RB Salzburg game. Another draw. More points dropped in the group stage in a position that we really couldn't be dropping any more points in. But we're going to delve into the performance. We're going to delve into Potter's first game in charge. What went well, what we could have improved on. And of course, the 5 things we could have learned from this game in this video. So guys, hit the like and subscribe button to Chelsea Fan TV if you guys haven't done so already. We are aiming for 500 likes. So guys, if you haven't done so already, please just hit that one like button. It helps the channel out. It helps the video out. It pushes it further up on the algorithm. And it helps us. So guys, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. Press the subscribe button and hit the bell notification button as well to be the first to know whenever we release any new content on this channel. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Chelsea 1, RB Salzburg 1. Our first game under Graham Potter. And the first thing I was looking for was just any immediate changes in the way that we were playing. Because I remember Tuchel took charge 24 hours before we played Wolves, and even though we drew 0-0 in that game and we were still desperate for points at that phase of the season too, like there was a lot of positives to take in the way we played. We were pressing as a unit, we were making more chances, we didn't look confused when we were on the pitch, and you kind of saw those similarities in the way that we were playing too. Like, I thought we were very quick in possession, especially in the first 20-25 minutes. I thought we were asking a lot of questions of Salzburg. We looked like we were generating more chance and we looked more confident on the ball. The midfield as well, it looked solid. It wasn't really getting bypassed as much as it did in the last few months under Tuchel. And it looked like a goal was coming, but we fell into the same trap that we always do with Chelsea, where it's like if we don't do anything within the first 20 to 30 minutes, we run out of ideas. And then we start reverting back to basics, just holding on to possession for the sake of it, trying to find the ball out wide and then whipping across into the middle, or just small interchanges of play. And then when we do try and put the ball into the middle, nobody is there. It was frustrating. It was very frustrating after the first 25 minutes of the game, but it was Potter's first game in charge. So you try not to have those thoughts about you. But then you also look at the game and the level of importance going into it, because we already lost to Zagreb. We've already given up a lot of ground to AC Milan in the race for first place. Now we're going into match day 3. We're facing AC Milan home. We're facing AC Milan away. And we're 4 points off already. We've only got 1 point. The only thing that saves us is that no other team in the group, I think, has won yet. So we're still stuck with Salzburg and we're still stuck with Zagreb, but we need to start making up some ground, because AC Milan could do some serious damage to us, and then one of Zagreb or Salzburg could start pulling up points against the other, and then we're stuck in third place, and then things get really hard, which is why I'm building to my first key point. We might not be good enough to get out of this group stage right now in the way that we're playing. Like, if we were playing every 2 weeks, I feel like you could see a gradual change in the way that we were playing. But because there's an international break now, but half the squad's going out on international duty, and as soon as we come back, there's going to be two games a week, all the way until the World Cup starts. There's not going to be a lot of time for Graham Potter to bed in his vision for the rest of the squad. He is going to be stretched. So I don't know. It all depends on the way that we play. Like, let's call it what it is. If we can't get home wins against AC Milan and Dinamo Zagreb, and then potentially draw away at Salzburg and Milan, or get 1 win in those away games, then we're not good enough for the Champions League anyway. And we shouldn't even be thinking about the round of 16. Maybe in that case, being in the Europa League would be a better case for us, because we would win the Europa League. We still would be one of the big favourites for it, and we always have an easy ride when we go into the Europa League. So maybe that would be better for us. But as of right now, we might not be good enough to get out of the group stage. And that's my first phase. I'm trying to find the right way to say it so I don't sound overly negative. But we've left a lot to do right now. We really have. And then you take into account the fact that we don't know what's happening in terms of top 4 race. We don't know what position this squad's going to be in. Chelsea are already preparing for if we don't make the top 4. Maybe we aren't good enough to finish in the Champions League top 2 right now. Maybe we do drop into the Europa League. But if we do, we better win it. That's my only real first point, because I don't want to sound like I'm happy with it right now. But I don't know what we do. Like, there's a lot that needs to be turned around. And I just don't know if we have the facilities for it, or if we even have the personnel. Because from the way we played, it just looked like the same old Chelsea. Good in defence. A lot stronger in midfield. I will give him credit for that. But going forward, it was the same Chelsea. And I just think, if we're unsure about top 4, if we're unsure about even getting out of the group stage, let alone winning the whole competition, maybe we do end up dropping into Europa League. All I will say is, if we do, we should be winning that. Regardless of who's in there, we should have the capabilities of winning that. I'm going to move on to my next point, which is Aubameyang, who didn't really set the world on fire when he was playing on the pitch for us. And there was a couple decent bits of link-up play. Other than that, just a bit of a ghost, really. But he's not even 100% fit. Like, there was a quote that came out after the game, and he said, I need more time. I'm not 100% fit. It's not easy to play with a mask and an injury, and let's hope I recover 100% as soon as possible. I didn't know the mask would have that much of an impact on the way that you play, but I'm guessing it's probably a pain in the arse to have on you, and it probably feels stiff and everything. But if he's not 100%, why are we relying on him right now? Why are we allowing him to start his time at Chelsea on a bad foot? Because if he doesn't pick up form, he's only going to get more stick. This is only more and more of a reason why Broja should be starting. Broja was so good when he came off the bench. Yeah, like, his finishing boots still need some work. But Broja is the one you can afford time to. He is young. He is inexperienced. He is at his first season at a Champions League club in Chelsea, where he's going to be playing regularly. I understand that he's going to need time, but he looks very good. He's aggressive, he's strong on the ball, he asks questions of defenders, he gets himself into good positions. It remains to be seen if he'll finish chances, but he's offering more than Aubameyang would right now. And it's not even Aubameyang's fault, but we're putting him up for criticism because we're starting him and he's not fit. So, my second point is Aubameyang needs to be benched for Broja until he is 100% fit. He has to be. Because this is not good, playing him in bad form when he's not even 100% fit. All it does is, it maybe makes him a bit sharp, but he's going to be put up for criticism as another striker, as another player wearing the number 9 shirt, and that's not fair on him. He has to be benched for Broja until he is 100% fit. Although, if he's fit after the international break, then I guess we don't even need to bench him. But we'll see. We'll see. That was my second point. My third point is the midfield. And from the way Potter set up, it's clear the midfield was nowhere near as big of an issue as the attack was. It was just the way Tuchel was setting them up and completely misprofiling players. That one was on Thomas Tuchel. And I said throughout the whole end of the window up to Tuchel's sacking, whatever happens to the midfield is on Thomas Tuchel. Like, we played a nice 3-man midfield, Jorginho, Kovacic, Mount, and it got the best out of all 3 of them. Yeah, like, Kovacic still isn't the most penetrative with his passing, but, like, we already know that with Kovacic. Mason Mount, I thought, was completely revitalised in that position. Looked so much more confident. He was stronger on the ball. He was linking up with players well. He wasn't completely turning over possession all the time. He looked good. I was really happy with his performance. And Jorginho as well. Dictating play well, winning a lot more ground duels. He was asking a lot more questions about the opposing defenders. Yeah, he did get done for the goal. And he should have tracked his runner because he left him exposed and he got the assist for the equaliser. But overall, I saw a much better performance from the midfield. The attack, though, was just the same old. The same old. And I'm going to get into that in my next point. And that is, and I think that is my final point, Sterling. And the rest of the attack, really. Sterling is going to be key to the way that we play because the rest of the attack aren't really doing too much. Ziyech and Pulisic, well, just Ziyech off the bench, really, was absolutely atrocious. Pulisic, I thought, got given a bad rep. He came on with barely any time to do anything, even created a big chance, which was more than what we saw the likes of Havertz all game. who, by the way, was only good for 20 minutes and then absolutely ghosted, as always, even though we put him in his natural position. But let me not say too much because people are just going to say that I'm negative. The attack, though, it was the exact same thing. We rely on a moment of magic of Sterling, and if that's not going to do it, nothing else will. Havertz was not good enough. Aubameyang not good enough, but at least he wasn't 100% fit. Ziyech, Pulisic, Broja didn't really come on with enough time to do anything. Broja has to be starting these games. But our attack is going to rely on Sterling. And at the very least, we're getting him in better positions right now. I saw him taking on players a lot more. He was receiving the ball in better positions. And he even got a goal at the end of it. And he showed some composure with that because he didn't expect the ball to come to him from Mount's cross. That was a big defensive error that led to that goal. Let's call it what it is. But yeah, bleak times. I don't know how we turn things around, but Potter's got a whole international break to be able to do that. Champions League hopes lie in the balance. God knows what happens to the Premier League, but we will see. We will see. Big up everyone that has locked in, though. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree with anything that I've said. Let me know. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys for the next video. Take care and up the Chelsea.